Hello, my name is Tara Zabriskie, and today I'm going to share what I discovered about myself through the CliftonStrengths assessment. This presentation will examine how my strengths shape my leadership, communication, and decision making in healthcare settings. I'll explain my top strengths, how they have contributed to my effectiveness as a nurse leader, and the areas where I still have opportunities to grow. There are great benefits to grasping our leadership strengths and how they benefit us, where teamwork, trust, and clear communication directly affect patient care. By discerning what we naturally do well and where we can improve, we can become more intentional, supportive, and effective leaders. Ultimately, self awareness in leadership helps us improve clinical outcomes, promote honesty within teams, and create stronger, more cooperative healthcare environments. To be a good leader in healthcare, you need to know yourself well and be aware of your strengths and weaknesses. The Clifton Strengths test finds natural patterns of thinking, feeling, and acting that affect how leaders act. Leaders can better support teamwork, improve communication, and promote patient safety by knowing these strengths. Gallup made the Clifton Strengths framework to help people figure out what their natural strengths are and how to use them while at work. This method doesn't try to fix things. It just helps people get better at what they already do well. The model breaks down strengths into four areas of leadership: executing, influencing, building relationships, and strategic thought. These areas show how people with different skills can help teams and businesses. Each domain is about a different set of skills, like getting things done, motivating others, making strong connections, or looking at data and making plans for the future. Gallup's research shows that companies that use a strengths-based leadership style tend to have happier, more engaged, and more productive workers. When leaders notice and build on the strengths of their team members, they are more likely to feel valued and motivated. This can help the whole company work more effectively and accomplish more. When each team member has a role and responsibility that fits their natural strengths, the team can work together to better reach the goals and solve problems. One of the most important things that healthcare system leaders can do is to promote honesty and openness. High reliability organizations work to keep patients safe and stop mistakes by encouraging open communication and learning from them. Leadership is very important for making healthcare workers feel safe about reporting problems without worrying about getting in trouble. A fair culture encourages people to take responsibility, but it also knows that most mistakes happen because of problems with the system, not because someone was careless. Leaders should make it easy for workers to tell them about mistakes, help them learn from them, and make changes to the system so they don't happen again. Belief, realtor, and positivity are three of my strengths that help these principles by encouraging people to do the right thing, helping teams trust each other, and making a safe space where people can talk about their worries. My Clifton Strength results identified my top strength as ideation, learner, realtor, belief, and positivity. Reflecting on these results helped me to better understand how these qualities have shaped both my personal and professional experiences. Ideation allows me to think creatively and generate new ideas when solving problems or improving systems. As a learner, I have a strong desire for continuous growth and enjoy gaining knowledge and skills that support my development. Realtor helps me build meaningful relationships based on trust and understanding. Belief reflects my strong commitment to values and purpose, guiding my decisions and motivating me to pursue work that aligns with what matters most to me. Finally, positivity enables me to maintain an encouraging outlook and foster a supportive and collaborative environment. Together, these strengths help me think creatively, pursue lifelong learning, build strong relationships, maintain grounded in my values, and contribute to positive team environments. In the next few slides, I will explore how these strengths influence my leadership style and professional growth. Ideation helps leaders think about problems in new and creative ways and find new ways to solve them. Leaders in healthcare are always dealing with hard problems like making sure patients are safe, not having enough staff, and systems that don't work well. Ideation encourages the entire healthcare team to brainstorm and work together, as these problems often don't have easy solutions. When nurses, doctors, and administrators all share their points of view, it often leads to better ideas and more useful answers. Overall, ideation helps leaders improve outcomes for patients, support their teams, and streamline processes while adapting to changes in healthcare. Realtor is a strength that helps leaders build strong, real relationships with coworkers and team members. People with this strength don't care about a lot of shallow interactions. They care about building deep relationships based on trust, honesty, and respect. Being able to build real relationships is important in healthcare settings where teamwork and communication are key. It helps make the workplace more supportive and collaborative. It's important for healthcare workers like nurses, doctors, therapists, and support staff to have good relationships with each other because patient care is rarely done by just one person. Team members are more likely to share their worries, ask questions, and work together to solve problems when they trust each other and feel free to talk to each other. This kind of teamwork cuts down on mistakes, makes care more coordinated, and in the end, it leads to better patient outcomes. Belief reflects a strong commitment to personal values and purpose driven leadership. Individuals with this strength make decisions based on deeply held principles that guide how they approach challenges and responsibilities. In healthcare leadership, professionals are often required to make difficult decisions that prioritize patient safety, dignity, and quality of care above competing demands. The belief strength supports leaders in grounding their decisions in ethical standards and patient centered values. It also promotes compassion, honesty, and accountability within the healthcare team. Leaders who demonstrate this strength serve as role models for ethical behavior and help foster a culture in which the well being of patients remains the highest priority. Healthcare settings can be very stressful, both mentally and physically, and the stress of caring for others can be very hard on the healthcare workers. This makes it even more important for leaders to make sure their teams work in a place that supports and lifts them up. Leaders who are always positive help set the mood at work. Their attitude can affect how staff deal with problems, how they talk to each other, and how they handle the stress of caring for patients. When leaders show positivity, they help keep the morale of the team high, even when things are tough. My two strongest domains are strategic thinking and building relationships, which aligns well with how I approach my work. Strategic thinking helps me analyze complex healthcare problems, recognize patterns, and consider the long term implications of decisions. This strength allows me to evaluate situations from multiple perspectives, identify effective solutions, and develop thoughtful plans for interventions that support both patient care and organizational goals. My ability to build relationships also enhances my effectiveness with healthcare teams. By fostering trust, encouraging open communication, and showing respect for others, I am able to collaborate effectively with interdisciplinary teams and create a supportive environment for both patients and colleagues. Strong relationship building promotes teamwork, strengthens professional connections, and helps ensure coordinated care. Together, these strengths allow me to thoroughly analyze healthcare challenges while maintaining strong collaborative relationships that ultimately improve patient outcomes and overall team performance. Organizations with higher reliability work to make fewer mistakes and keep patients safer. In these situations, leaders need to be able to look at complicated data, talk to teams clearly, and back up open reporting systems. My strengths are in line with these leadership expectations because they help with critical thinking, working together, and having a good team. I think that when leaders encourage open communication and make it safe for staff to speak up, it makes the whole team stronger. And nursing small problems can quickly turn into big problems for patient safety if they are not taken care of. This is why it's important to have a culture of trust and responsibility. Leaders can help make sure that patient care stays safe, consistent, and responsive to the needs of the community by promoting teamwork and encouraging ongoing learning. The Clifton Strengths test makes it clear that lower ranked strengths are not weaknesses. Instead, they are just skills that might need more work to develop, or they don't come as easily as others. These themes are still there and can be helpful. They may not be the ones that a person naturally feels most comfortable or confident in. It's still useful to know about lower ranked strengths because it can help you see where you need to grow, work with others, or get more help. Clifton's Strengths tells people not to see their weaknesses as problems, but to focus on their natural strengths while also being aware of how these smaller themes may affect their behavior or growth. The executing and influencing areas are where my weakest strengths are. This means that even though I tend to be good at strategic thinking and making connections, I might need to be more deliberate about improving my organizational structure and influencing strategies when I lead teams or put ideas into action. The executing and influencing areas are where my weakest strengths are. This means I am good at strategic thinking and making connections with people, but I might need to be more careful about how I build stronger organizational structure and influence strategies when I lead teams or put ideas into action. Leadership development means always trying to get better at things that don't come naturally. To be a good leader, you need to know that no one is good at everything. Leaders can improve their organizational skills, make better decisions, and build more balanced and effective teams by working with people who have different strengths and using structured tools and strategies. Over time, this deliberate effort helps leaders become more confident, flexible, and effective overall. Thinking about my strengths helps me to understand how I naturally lead and how I treat the people around me. My way of leading is usually based on learning, working together, and doing the right thing. I think that being a leader isn't about knowing everything. It's about making people feel supported, respected, and encouraged to grow. I think it's important to hear different points of view, share what you know, and work together to find solutions that help both patients and the healthcare team. These traits are especially important in healthcare settings that serve a wide range of patients. To be a good leader, you need to be aware of other cultures, be humble, and willing to learn from the people you serve all the time. I want to support care that is kind, culturally sensitive, and focused on the needs of each patient by encouraging teamwork and upholding a strong ethical foundation. In conclusion, the Clifton Strengths Test is a useful tool for finding out how good someone is at leading and how they can improve themselves. Knowing what I'm good at helps me work on those things and also see where I still need to improve. By focusing on these strengths, I can be more aware of myself, more confident, and more purposeful when I lead. Using strengths-based approach to leadership and healthcare teams can help people work together, be open, and trust each other. This can lead to better communication, stronger teamwork, and better care for patients. Adopting this viewpoint enhances my efficiency as a leader and fosters a more positive, supportive, and patient centered healthcare environment. Thank you so much.